Hi everyone, it's Beth, and today I have a couple new Tron contracts to talk to you about, as well as give you a couple updates on how things are going for me with some other contracts here in this space. So stay right there. Okay, so before I get started, if you're new to the channel, then please do hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on post notifications, and of course, please leave a like, everyone who's watching. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about here today is Bankroll 2. This is a new ROI contract, and I believe it just came out today. And this is has a couple different things here that make this unique to some other ROI contracts that are out there. So the first thing to highlight here is that it is a time-based ROI percentage. So for the first 28 days, it's going to pay 3.6% daily ROI. There's 27 days left until it's going to change to the next stage, which is 4% paid daily. And then finally that's going to be for 25 days. And then finally from there on, it's going to be a 5% daily ROI. So I like that because it is, it makes it more possible really for people who get in later in the contract to actually achieve their ROI while there's still Tron left in the contract. Because isn't that the key to all of this? Okay, so another thing that they have here is a jackpot. And basically the jackpot pays out when the contract targets are hit. So right now there is 103.4 Tron, 103,442.92 Tron left until it reaches the next contract target. So there was already a winner of the jackpot. That's why this is low right now. But the jackpot will get paid when the next contract target is hit. So I'm guessing that if you were to make if a bunch of people make small investments, that you could even win the jackpot by making a small investment if that's all that's left until the contract target. So I think that that is an interesting aspect to this game. Additionally, these shareholder cards are also an interesting aspect to this ROI game. So card holders get paid for holding the cards. Of course, they are relatively expensive to purchase, but if you do, then it could be really quite lucrative. So if you purchase a card, you're going to receive a portion of all investors' deposits according to your percentage. It looks like all of these 9 cards right now are paying 1%. So when the card's purchased, the card doubles in price. The card is going to retain that price for 1 day, and then after the 1 day, the price is going to reduce in stages until it reaches 10 Tron. And then also when a card is purchased, the previous owner, so whomever it was purchased from, is going to receive 50% of the purchase amount. And some of these cards, the cheapest ones here are 20,000 Tron. So that would be pretty sweet to receive 50% of that when someone buys the card from you. So I think that's really great. And then also from the remaining 50%, it's going to be 35% is deposited back into the daily ROI contract, which should definitely be great for sustainability here of this contract. And then there is a 10% of the card fee that is paid to the developer, and 5% is going to be deposited into the jackpot pool. So I really like this one. I think that these different features here add some interest to the basic ROI contract. So I did invest here in this one. I did also receive some tokens in order to do the review of this dApp, but quite frankly, I really like the team that's behind this dApp, so I was definitely more than happy to help spread the word about it. So, okay, the next one that I'm going to cover here is Faith of Tron. This one is a P3T style ratcheting price exchange game. So it is Sun X. So Sun is the Faith of Tron, Justin's son. There you go. That's all good and punny. So I like that. All right. So this is, like I said, it's just a ratcheting price contract. But something that's unique here is the reward for the faith, which for everybody who buys 5,000 Tron worth of Sun tokens, you become, the last person to do that becomes the holder of this reward for the faith. And it resets the timer here, which right now is at 9.5 hours. It's going to reset that to 12 hours every time somebody purchases 5,000 Tron worth of Sun tokens. And the last person to have purchased 5,000 Tron worth of Sun tokens, when this ticks down to 0, will receive the reward for the faith, which right now is 310,000, more than 310,000 Tron. So that is certainly a lucrative reward. Now, 12 hours is a long time, but you know, if you happen to be the last person who did that, that is a great, great reward. Okay, so all this down here, this is basic ratcheting price contract stuff. So it depends on capitalization, how much the buy-in commission is, and then there is a sell commission as well. So the commission from the buying goes to dividends to token holders, the referral program, and marketing. And don't send your Tron from an exchange. Use TronLink wallets and TronPay. And then before reaching the capitalization of 600,000 Tron, there's a limit on the purchase of Sun in the amount of 15,000 Tron in one transaction. So that is what's happening here with this base contract here for Faith of Tron. They do also have an ROI contract, and the shtick here with this one is that it maxes out at 200% profit. So you put in so it's basically you double your money if as the highest possible outcome here. So it's going to be paying out between 6 and 9% per day, and you have the maximum amount of the percents from the fund is limited to 200%. So they're getting the equality between the participants, and it just, you know, it makes it, with the ROI contracts, if you don't get in early, you're probably not going to get out whole. So this really kind of mitigates some of that risk by maxing out what people can receive over time. So I think that is worth talking about. So there you go. That's the 2 Faith of Tron contracts right now. And they're punny, so I liked that. Okay. Next up is TronBank, because this contract is just exploding. It is killing it. So I'm thrilled that I got into this one, and absolutely thrilled that I chose the forever plan, because I mean, I really think that with as much Tron as got put into this contract after mine, I'm probably gonna be okay, and you know, and make some money on this contract. So right now I have of my 1,000 Tron that I put in, I've already received more than half of that back. So I think that is just great, considering I've already gotten back half of my investment, and there's still 208 million Tron in this contract. So it's looking fantastic over here at TronBank. And there are clones coming out all over the place for this one. So I think that's a really good sign of how successful it is. And oh, they added here that they're going to have a BTT contract coming soon. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for that. Most of my BTT is currently tied up in the P3B contract, but yeah, that'll be really exciting to see that come out too. Okay, the next one that is really the buzz of the community is Bankroll, and that is of course because Bank Luck is still said to be coming out imminently. So that is very, very cool. Just a really interesting augment to this platform, and I'm just very interested to see how these two are going to work together. So this contract has been just doing great. Let me refresh this and see if I can't. Yeah, there we go. So it's up over 100 million Tron in the contract on the contract balance right now. There's been a total deposit of 146 million Tron, and let's see, the total donated Tron is almost 54,000. So that is great. So of course, Bankroll is definitely another one that has, especially this part down here, is being copied in all sorts of clones. And it really is quite an epidemic in this space, all of the clones that are coming out for so many of these different dApps. to address that, Tron Village actually made a blog post in the last day or so that, if you notice here, they took off the top up function. And that means that you can't actually deposit into Tron Village from an external wallet anymore. And the reason that they did that was that they don't think that people making new investments would have the opportunity to make themselves whole before the contract runs out of funds. So you can see there's been a total of 80 million Tron invested, and there's been paid out over 72 million Tron. So, some of these top players have been in this for a long time, and they're just earning just tons and tons and tons of gold coins, which equate to a lot of Tron. So, this top guy is earning 180,000 gold coins every hour. That's nuts. I make 106 gold coins an hour, and I think it's super fun. I can't even imagine how much that whale is pulling out of this contract. But in any case, what I really, really like here is that they came out, they addressed that, hey, there's just so many options in this space. There are clones coming out. Some of them just really ripped off this Tron Village, just didn't make any changes. But, that with all of the clones out there, it really dilutes the space. So they don't want people to lose, and they took off the ability to invest from an external wallet. And I think that type of extremely ethical behavior is such a breath of fresh air in this space. And I really just wanted to highlight it and, say thank you to the team for addressing the situation and for trying to make sure that people weren't going to be losing money here on Tron Village. So in the meantime, though, I am definitely still taking what's in my treasury and buying as many bakeries as I can, because I'm still having a grand time here with Tron Village, and I'm definitely, I'm going to ride this one off, into the ground. Okay. The next one that I'm still really, really happy with is TronKnights. And, addressing the situation of this just ROI style game. Even though they're making people split between the treasury and their pouch, they call it here, it creates whales. Doing that, it creates people who are generating a huge amount of, in this case, their gems every hour. And, they, in order to kind of move forward and evolve here with that situation, they do have both the player versus player game coming out, as well as some daily quests coming out, and more on the roadmap to keep the platform interesting and keep, have people, eat up some of the coin, eat up some of these gems. So anyway, I really, really like TronKnights, and I really appreciate that they are expanding what the platform is doing. So in the meantime, I'm still buying settlers. I think I'm going to start trying to buy some higher level characters, though, because some of the stuff that's coming out on the roadmap is actually going to reward you, because they're going to take character traits into account. So my settler, while he pays me daily, he pays me hourly, and I'm super happy with it, he's not going to be as sweet as this rogue that I have here when the games come out that actually use character traits. So that's certainly something that I'm keeping in mind as I plan my strategy here for TronKnights, but I think it's awesome, and I'm having lots of fun. Also having fun with Tron Owls still, and I'm up to 7 owls. I'm making 53 Tron a day, and I'm very, very happy with it so far. So that is really great too. Less than great over here. Whatever happened with Tron Crush right before the first dividend payment, they really have not been able to recover from that. And, I think that that's, again, indicative of how dense the competition is. If you make a mistake and you have a glitch, even though they fixed it and, they made sure that everybody got the tokens that they were supposed to get, but, it's just hard to come back from disappointment and from the site being down right when people were last minute mining for these tokens before the first dividend payment. And it was just ugly. And, you know, I think that it's great that they made everyone whole again with the token swap, but it's really hard to come back from that. And I think that that's, again, it's just indicative of how dense the competition is here in this space. So, okay, next up here is Tron Raider. They did start paying out their dividends last night. I got my first dividend payment. I am thrilled with it. And I'm also very thrilled at, you know, there's 1 million Tron here in the div pool, and I'm going to get, you know, in 4 hours, unless people, unless there's a whole bunch more here, you know, I'm still looking to receive very, very fantastic dividends here. And this is paying out every hour. So Tron Raider is definitely my big winner right now. So I'm super thrilled with that one. And that is all that I want to talk about today. So if you would like to give any of these a try, I'm going to have some referral links in the description box for the video. If you did like the video, then please do leave it a like. If you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel. Any questions or comments, you can of course leave those down in the comment section. But as always, I'd like to thank you very much for your time tonight. I will see you next time.